Hi everyone and welcome to Managing Your Energy Dance Meditation episode. So guys, I've been doing ecstatic dances when they were available just about every week for a year and a half now, and it's been a space that I take my meditation into that has opened so many pockets of magic in my life. If you guys want to believe more profoundly and deeply in your higher mind, in your higher self, in your connection to source, in your conscious manifestation of your reality, or just feel into your body, know that energy doesn't have to be put into life stories. It can be put into something like dance, which happens for the sake of itself, wants to go nowhere, and is just expression in the moment. So that's already a good beginning. Note those little facets down of what dance represents if you like to rationalize things. Otherwise, let's maybe just jump into it. So guys, when you have energies working through you, let's move this a bit. A lot of times we feel like we've got to do something with that. It wants something from me. Yes, if you also feel it in the heart or feel it in the body. But if it's just some kind of idea of something you owe to something, not necessarily. And a beautiful thing you can do is take that frustration and take it to the dance. So first of all, just put on some music that you like. Music, a playlist, so you don't have to think about it. Maybe start with one song that you like. If you have Spotify, just go to the radio of that one song and face it this way. Maybe the next song you don't like it. And don't feel like you owe the music anything. But if you fear that you're not good at dancing, and that's what always comes up is you feel like you owe the music something, think about what I said at the beginning of this. That sometimes our thoughts are only because we think we owe something to something that doesn't actually resonate with us. That's why dance is a perfect embodiment of this. Just maybe even anti-contribute to dancing at first, if you're really shy around it. Stand there, sit there, be with the song. And be with your thoughts with it. And wait till you see if you move by accident, I've just had a song come into my mind. And anyway, you feel it out. Chances are it's going to be a slow movement at first. Unless you got a lot of energy. Maybe warm up if you feel like it's going to take you in strongly. But I also feel like when we're really constantly following our breath without the ego, without strain, our body will move in ways that this has been my discovery through ecstatic dance. Will move in ways that will constantly open us up. The energy flow will be harmonious. And so when you're just there, shaking with whatever, maybe that's all you're doing at first, is just shaking and you're still with your thoughts, but there's all this movement with them, shaking it. And then from your thoughts, you can really go into like, oh, I feel that thought now, instead of just holding it and thinking it. And, maybe it's just a thought that makes you angry, and then maybe you discover in the midst of that, oh, but now I'm just kind of feeding anger. I don't really... You just dispel it. And then you hear. And it's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. And the anger's still there. Maybe you come down. So do what's authentic at all moments. I'm just giving you guys an example in what I feel right now. And you'll do this. And there'll be moments where it'll get overwhelming. You're allowed to come back to center and just keep breathing until the next authentic impulse comes up. So that's a bit of an example. And if you followed that protocol so far, here's a couple of other things to just keep in mind. Stay with your judgments of your own dancing as long as you need to. Just know they're allowed. and then come back to the song if you really like it. Because when we really like a song, despite ourselves, I don't know if you've ever been to a concert or something, and the band is just killing it. You move. You want to sing if you don't know the lyrics. You want to do something. So just, if dance is resonating with you that day, or if you want to just cultivate a dance practice and condition yourself into opening towards it because you're tired of having that pathway blocked in the brain, you're going to be facing a lot of anxiety. But guys, dance is medicine. Dance is, it's life. It follows the pattern of life. Its intention is not to get anywhere. It's doing for the sake of itself. And for some miraculous reason, the cells of our body respond to it. They respond to dancing joyously when we're really just in the flow of it. And this is something you'll find that is just a through line with all medicine. And it's only a shame that we call it medicine now, because I think the future is going to want us to call it being. I feel like what's happening right now is just a shift from what's medicine into being. And we're going to realize that, like, we spend a lot of our time thinking we have to overcome things. What we got to do is just kind of organize our life around being, around shaking, around medicine, whatever it might be. That everything could be taken care of by the robots, machines, the scientists, those people who were truly, there's going to be those people who are always truly compelled to create and to contribute in certain ways. It's going to enrich those people who are going to try and put through establishments for being, for conscious presence, for conscious doing. And so anyway, back to dance. So with the dancing, sit with your own judgments of yourself. Sit with your own judgments of yourself until you open up. Sit on the floor, roll on the floor. If you're in your room on your own, do whatever it is. Maybe your dancing is lying down and twinkling your fingers. Just get lost in it. Maybe it gets bigger. And whatever comes up, notice when you judge it. Notice when you judge it. And here's the thing, guys. This is what I do when I'm stuck. Because I go to these ecstatic dances, and what happens is because I've been dancing for a while and I like the idea of being a great dancer. I binge watch hip-hop dance battle videos. What I do is I get into my ego and I start performing. And I think if you're not good at dancing, your first version of, like, the idea of you need to perform is just judging what you're doing, and before you've even gotten into it. So what I do in those moments is I just, with like the subconscious drawing, if you want to watch that episode, this is a practice I put into all my my meditative practices, is I go, oh, I'm in the ego. And then I put my energy, I actually intentionally put my energy on the ego. So guys, another thing, define what ego is. Know what that is to you. It's when you're not in flow, but it's also when you're judging yourself or others. Sometimes others, it's self-preservation. It depends. If it's like an intuition, you're judging yourself if you're not following your intuition. You don't need to hammer down. Here's the thing, when you're judging someone else, it's usually you got an intuition to move away or to do something, and you're resisting it. So in resisting it, you want them to take responsibility for it. So you start judging. And judging is you not taking responsibility for your own resonance. So that being said, if dance really doesn't resonate with you, let it go. But if dance does resonate with you and you want to kind of get past the ego that comes up where you feel like you're performing, you feel like you're still stuck in the same shapes, etc., 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 just actually go tell yourself, oh, I'm in ego right now. What I usually do, and I'm going to stand up for this one again. What I usually do is when I'm in a moment where I realize I'm in ego, I've arrived at the ecstatic dance, and I'm just, and I need to be killing it or whatever it is. Either I fail quicker, I just go, whatever actually feels good, and I come back to that and I drop whatever flow I'm in. where I like doing like some shaky fist pumpy stuff. Or I tell myself, I'm in ego, and I go, dance the ego then. Bring the ego in. Oh, I don't fight the ego. I don't go, oh man, I just want to be in flow. I want to be my breath moving me, and now I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Then I'm going, focus on thinking about what you're doing. And my energy kind of shifts from like, my conscious energy from my body to my ego, to my mind, but my body hasn't stopped moving. So I'm not focusing on my body now, I'm focusing on the fact that I want to judge my body. And my body's moving, and what you'll feel is you kind of take the tension off it, because you're actually focusing on the fact that you want to judge your body. And you're not moving your body, so you're not actually, when you come back to judging your body, when you come back to actually feeling what your body's doing, you will not have really noticed what you did in that time. Because you shifted. And guys, this is an amazing tool with anything, to bring the ego in. And it actually takes you out of the ego, because instead of being in the ego, you're focusing on the ego. You're putting energy on the ego. When you put energy on the ego, guys, I'm an energy healer. Energy is light. So you gotta grapple. This is an analogy for all shadow, for all darkness. You gotta see it, feel it, know when you're experiencing it, and then put focus on it. Focus is energy, rather than going, just need to be killing it without thinking, because that's flow. This is talking about the dancing again. No. Bring the ego in, and then when you feel like, brought the ego in, then just keep moving. Just keep grooving. And it occurs the same with painting, with drawing, with singing, whatever it is. Bring the ego in. Don't fight to keep it perfect. Consider that moment as a divine blessing. Consider that moment as like, for this to go correctly, I got this moment written into the score of this movie, or the score of this song is a moment that comes perfectly out of tension. When I resist the tension, the ego perpetuates, and it goes, aha, yeah, now you're fearing me, and that's my ultimate mess. Or not, on another sense, that's just more time practicing with the ego. I bring it back to my meditation on how to stay in meditation forever. If you want to watch it, I hope you enjoy it. It's the idea of, what if you come back to focus? What if you believed in absolute fate, that you could not be anywhere else but the moment you're in, so you let go of any other expectation or anything else, because you go, I gotta be here, and then you think of it in that way. You think of how funny or absurd, or I guess since I am here, I'll just look at it. But another way of doing that, put your focus on the ego and dance the ego in that moment till you laugh. Till you laugh at the idea of dancing the egos, it just becomes ridiculous. If you're not in a contest or something, who cares? And if you are a professional, let me know if this works. Let me know if it works. So I'm going to stop there, guys, because that's really mostly it. So to capitulate a little bit, weigh in, become present, bring your meditation into it. But then let your meditation go out into your limbs. Let it enter into the music. Let it enter into the energy of the music, so that you start to become the energy of the music. And bring your emotions to it, whatever the music brings up, so you can actually kind of merge those emotions that are kind of blocking you to an energy of resonance in time. A magical portal that comes out of a speaker where the air around you becomes music, rather than sounding like, traffic outside or somebody speaking in the street. Let yourself connect to that and bring your emotion to it, and just close your eyes and breathe yourself into movement. And then when the judgment comes up, breathe into that. Put the focus on it, not in it. And dance it. Dance your self-judgment. Go into flow that way. Dance your ego. Dance whatever comes up. And an amazing thing you can do is you can set an intention to, if you want answers on something, It's called Somatic Dance, and this was taught to me by an amazing teacher, Francis. I'm going to put his last name in the description. He's an amazing teacher. Dance with the intention of wanting to write something after. And when you find moments of real, like the juices are bubbling, get to that pattern. Jot it down. Because you can also be bringing the unconscious into the conscious here. And then till you're satisfied. This is a great way to put breaks and then, needed pauses into your dance. You can go a bit longer. Take a break, write, go back into flow, see where you are once you've expunged that. Amazing practice, guys. Truly amazing. And the way he told me to go about it is don't necessarily read it right away. Maybe sleep on it, and the next day, or give it a couple hours. And the next time you read it, pay attention to what you feel as you read certain parts. Pay attention to what you feel in the body. And that's the true indicator of the answer you're looking for. Or shed light on how you feel about certain things. Then there's a battle between what you want and what you feel. For you to decide, for you to make the way in there. Which will also be a feeling between the two anyway. So, I'm going to leave it there. Left you guys with a little special exercise to do at the end. Hope you guys try this. Hope you guys like it. If you had an amazing experience, if there's something that you want to add to this, leave it in the comments below. If you guys want to know where you can go to do an ecstatic dance, that sounds amazing. Also, leave it in the comments below. This is Healer Holly. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Show it to a friend who dances and wants to try something different with their dancing, or wants to teach somatic dance, or wants to teach conscious dancing. It's all supposed to be a portal to make these things just more perpetuated. And someone who's a professional dancer is going to have the kind of intuition in their bones anyway to reiterate this. Make it their own. Change it. It's not me. It's just the universe coming out of me, and it's just going to mold into something else anyway, because that's what we are, in addition to the unfolding of time. Just trying to work on myself and help other people work on themselves, so we're unfolding a certain type of energy. And know that it's as simple as that. When you do this work, that's what you're contributing. So enjoy life, guys. Lots of love. Healer Holly, over and out.